As contractors, we need investment plans too. You know, for the first couple years of building Purge Pro, my mindset was very simple. Make money and put it right back into the business. Reinvest this into better equipment, reinvest into growth, and reinvest into the company. And to be clear, I still believe in this. I still believe reinvesting into your business is wise. I still believe growth requires sacrifice. I still believe sometimes you have to delay comfort in order to build something real. But over time, I started to realize something else. That I myself cannot be the only plan. Because as contractors, a lot of us are so focused on building the business that we forget to build a future outside of it. And that's a dangerous place to be. Because if all the money that we earn only lives inside the business, then our future is tied to the ability to keep producing. And that's the truth. If all the money is trapped inside the company, if all the wealth is tied to labor, if everything depends on my continuing to perform, sell, estimate, work, manage, and stay physically in motion, then I have not truly built freedom. I may have built an income, I may have built a business, but I have not fully built long-term security. And I think that is something more contractors need to talk about. A lot of blue-collar business owners know how to make money. A lot of us know how to grind. A lot of us know how to reinvest, upgrade, buy better tools, buy better systems, buy better equipment, and improve operations. But this is only one level of financial maturity. At some point, you have to ask yourself a deeper question. What is the long-term plan for the money? Not just the business, the money. Because the business may be the vehicle, but it should not be the only destination. For me, the realization became more real when I started thinking about the future in practical terms. I do not have some built-in pension waiting for me. I do not have guaranteed retirement lined up. Nobody is automatically setting me up for life in the background. As a contractor, that responsibility is on me. And once I really accepted that, it changed how I looked at money. I began to realize that yes, the company deserves investment. Yes, the business deserves structure. Yes, growth matters. But I also need a plan for my personal future, because reinvesting in the company is smart. But if that is my only investment plan, then my future is too narrow. This is where the mindset shift happened for me. I started seeing that earning money is one skill, directing it is another, and growing it long term is another. And if we are being honest, a lot of contractors are highly skilled in one category, but undeveloped in the others. We know how to work, we know how to produce, we know how to close jobs, we know how to survive. But building wealth requires another layer of thinking. It requires intention, it requires structure, it requires allocation. And that is really what this video is about. Contractors need investment plans too. Not because we are trying to pretend to be financial gurus, not because we're trying to impress people, not because we're chasing hype, but because we owe it to ourselves and family to think beyond today's production. We owe it to ourselves to think beyond this season, beyond this year, beyond the next job, beyond the next truck, beyond the next tool. A polished contractor should not only have a work plan, he should have a wealth plan. He should know what money is for. He should know where it goes. He should know what he is building. Because when every dollar gets earned and then simply disappears, you stay on the treadmill. And when every dollar only flows back into the machine without any wider personal plan, you may grow the company, while neglecting your own future. This is not balance. This is not structure. This is not complete stewardship. The only one thing I have been paying attention to in this period of time is how fast the world is changing. Technology is moving very quick. Artificial intelligence is shifting industries. Entire sectors are evolving in real time, and major companies are benefiting from that movement in a massive way. And seeing all that made something clear to me. I do not just want to work in the economy. I want to participate in ownership too. That does not mean reckless. That does not mean gambling. That does not mean chasing every trend. It means understanding that if the future is being built around us, I should not ignore the importance of having some kind of personal investment strategy for my life. That was a wake-up call for me. Because for a while, my full belief was just build the business. Just keep pouring into the company. Just keep reinvesting. And again, there is truth in that helped build Purge Pro. But maturity is realizing that the business is one part of the plan, not the entire plan. A polished contractor invests in the business, but also invests beyond it. That's the line. Because I do not just want a business that produces cash flow. I want a life that gains stability. I want a future that has options. I want assets that are being built over time. I want to know that my hard work today is serving more than just today. And this connects directly to one of my core philosophies I believe in. Confidence is built on structured repetition. That applies in business, that applies in fitness, that applies in football, that applies in discipline, and it applies here too. Because wealth is usually not built through one huge emotional move. It is built through structure, through steady decisions, through repeated actions, through a plan, through discipline over time. The same way proper preparation prevents poor performance, proper financial structure prevents future panic. And that's real. A lot of people want to wait until they make more money before they get serious about investing. But in many cases, the issue is not only income, it's lack of structure. Because more money without a plan usually just creates more leakage, more lifestyle inflation, more random spending, more undirected movement. But a contractor with structure thinks differently. He understands some money goes to operations, some goes to taxes, some goes to reserves, some goes to owner pay, some goes back into the business, and some should go towards long-term investing and future security. That is a more mature way to think. That is not flashy, that is not hype, that is not social media talk, that's stewardship. And I believe more contractors need to hear this message. Because we come from an environment where hard work is respected, as it should be. But sometimes we respect hard work so much that we fail to transition into wealth-building thinking. We wear exhaustion like a badge of honor. We stay in production mode. We stay in go mode. We stay in hustle mode. But eventually, wisdom has to enter the picture. Eventually, you have to ask, what is all this work building toward? Because the goal cannot just be to work hard forever. The goal should be to use your discipline, your labor, your sacrifice, your structure to create something that outlives the grind. That is why this topic matters. Contractors need an investment plan too. Not just a job plan, not just marketing plans, not just equipment plans, not just seasonal plans, investment plans. Because the moment you realize your business alone is not automatically your retirement plan, you begin to think differently. You begin to lead differently. You begin to allocate differently. You begin to respect money differently. And you stop seeing every dollar as something to spend. You start seeing it as something to assign. And that's a huge shift. And I'm not saying this from a place of having every answer. I'm saying it from a place of growth, from a place of realization, from a place of becoming more aware of what really matters long term. For the first 2 years, I was focused on building Purge Pro. Now I understand I need to build my future beyond Purge Pro. That does not mean less commitment to the business. It means a more complete vision. And that to me is what being polished is really about. Being polished is not just looking sharp. It is not just speaking well. It is not just a brand. It's not just a clean system. It's maturity, it's foresight, it's discipline, it's structure. It's the ability to think beyond the moment and build with intention. So if you're a contractor listening to this, let this be something you really think about. Do you only have a business plan, or do you also have an investment plan? Are you only producing income, or are you also building assets? Are you only working for today, or are you preparing for the future? Because a polished contractor does not just make money. He gives money direction. He builds the company. He builds reserves. He builds discipline. He builds assets. And he builds a future that is not dependent on him grinding forever. That's the goal. And that is why contractors need investment plans too. If this message resonates with you, subscribe to the channel. This channel is about discipline, standards, structure, business, and building a stronger life as a contractor. Not just making money, but becoming polished in the way you think, work, and build.